I'm talk about the government shutdown and immigration. And I want people to know that I think that it's a shame that this government, the United States of America, is shut down. And the thing is, there are people that are in the military that are not being paid. You know, me being an ex-military person, I guess whether you belong to you're in the Army, the Marines, Air Force, or National Guards, or Coast Guards, whatever. You know what? I think that it is just unfitting. It's wrong to be in the military and not be able to get a paycheck. But what I understand is that one of U.S. President Donald Trump's donors has offered to pay the military, and I don't know whether that has been accepted or not, and I think that it should. And I just feel so bad. I'm broadcasting from the United States in Chicago, Illinois, and I feel so bad for all the people at the Pentagon, okay, that have lost their gainful employment. They are just laid off. I feel sorry for them. You know what? Because I cannot imagine being in a situation where I work for the federal government and my paycheck is taken because the government cannot come to a resolution to end this quagmire that we are in, and you have some people, you can call if you want to, you have some people that say, hey, you know what? I don't care, man. I don't even vote. And the thing is, I never really understood people that did not vote. I never really understood that. But I will say, if you do not vote, if you don't choose to participate in the political system of the United States of America, whether you're a Democrat, you're a Republican, or you're independent, you really don't have a legitimate reason to complain about anything. And you know what? I often ask people, when we're talking about the government shutdown and we talk about immigration, you know what? I just have a habit of asking an individual, did you vote? And you know what? You'll be surprised at the people that say, no, I did not vote. And you know what? And in my mind, you know what I think? I think that I just dismiss these people because I think if the government shutdown and immigration was not enough did not put anything in your subconscious mind and say, you know what, I'm going to the polls. But I think that you should vote and exercise your political right to vote anyway. Some people say that what the government, they're going to do what they want to. But I'd like to know, for people out there, you know what? How has it affected you as a person? The government shutdown. I'm gonna share my story. It affected me, and I'm pretty sure it's affected millions of other people. What happened is I needed to go down to Social Security, okay, and go take care of some business. And what happened is I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to go early in the morning because I generally like to go early in the morning. I I generally like to go early in the morning to take care of my business. Okay, so I'm not the only one that feels that way. Um, what happened is I went down to Social Security, and what happened is like, in Chicago. Okay, what happened is the room was filled up. Okay, and then when I got there, you know what? They made an announcement over the telecom, the loudspeaker saying, you know what, we cannot see you because of the government shutdown. We cannot see you unless you have an appointment. I was like, damn, you know what? I was upset about. I wasn't upset, but you know what? I always say that you should call first before you go someplace, but I didn't. It just didn't come to my mind that the government shutdown was going to affect Social Security, and it affected me. And you got some people say, "Oh man, it doesn't affect me. What they do. Yeah, government does affect you in one way or the other. I could affect you in one way or the other. And what about you? Did you go down to Social Security? Did you go to try to get a link card that helps people to get food subsidies? And what happened is you went down to the office and it was just closed. What happened? What is your story? What is your story about the whole situation? And I never, you know what, the impact, like I say, it's just, I think it's horrendous. Horrible to be in the U.S. Navy, the Army, or the Marines, and know that the government is shut down, which prevents you from getting a paycheck. That is wrong. And there's some people say, man, they can volunteer and come to work. I mean, why would you volunteer to come to work? I mean, you know what? And I commend the air traffic controlmen, because you know what? There are air traffic controlmen that are going to work. They're going to work, and you know what? And they know they're not going to be paid. And you know what? I think I said something when somebody made the statement, are they going to get any back pay? And you know what? It appears to me that, you know what, that they may not get back pay. So in other words, I would say for myself, I could not go to work. And you know what, back doing when I had my children, I could not go to work and know that I could not get capital to support my family, because I like them. I will find other means rather than going to a work and putting in 8 hours and not getting paid. It's not fair. And then to come out and say, you know what, now you're not going to get paid. I had a problem with that. And who do you blame? Do you as a human being, as an individual, do you blame the Democrats for this? Or do you blame the Republicans in the United States for the government shutdown? Okay. The Republicans' talking point is that I put something in Chat GPT. You know what? I did it to get information about the shutdown. And one of my colleagues challenged me. They challenged me to do more research. And I was glad that I took the challenge. My cat sort of trying to get in on the picture. And the thing is, it challenged me. And so Chat GPT, I went to and I asked, who is right on the shutdown? Is it the Democrats or the Republicans? And you know what? I was surprised. I was surprised by the result. You know, because what happened is I did a video on it, and it says the chat GPT told me. I had assumed that illegal immigrants and people in sanctuary city, I had assumed that they got Medicare. I had assumed that. And you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. Okay. And what the Republicans want is what the Republicans are saying is that it is wrong for someone to get capital that did not follow the protocol to come into the country. Okay. But after doing extensive research, I found out that illegal immigrants, they are not entitled to Medicare. Why? Because they're here illegally and they did not follow the process to come into the United States of America. Although they went to a sanctuary city. They did go to a sanctuary city, and then I have to do some more research because I should have put in there, was it an exemption because they went to a sanctuary city, and what happened is cities like Chicago and New York, California, that they overlook it. But I didn't do that. But it did say, after doing the research, that immigrants that come in from these countries, not just Mexico and Central America, that did not follow the protocol to come into the country, that they could not get Medicare. And the Republicans' talking point is, you know what, with the bill coming up for the budget, which has required the government shutdown in the United States in year 2025, is that it is wrong for illegal immigrants to get Medicare. Okay, and they're saying that, so how can you say that? And the research I did is they don't get Medicare, but it's saying that the Democrats, what they want to do is they want to add illegal immigrants on Medicare, prevent them. But like I say, legally they couldn't get it. But they're saying is that the Republicans want to include them and people that came into the country and didn't follow the protocol. And what happened is the Republicans are saying, you know what, we're not going to sign the bill. We're not. And you know what? I think in some ways, when I sit back and look at it, I think if an individual did, even if they came into the country legally, they came in illegal. If there was emergency, if there was something that was life-threatening illness, think that they should be able to get aid and assistance from Medicare. Okay. But what the Republicans want to do is, after sitting down and read the research, they're saying no Medicare whatsoever, and they're saying that the people that are already in the United States that have followed the protocol to become U.S. citizens, they want to disqualify them from using Medicare. And you know what? My opinion has changed, and you changed somewhat, because I think if you follow the protocol to come into the United States of America, you should be able to use Medicare. That's what I believe. And I do not believe that. I also believe that if there's emergency, if there's trauma that occurred, I just think that it would be, I know that it would be inhumane for an individual to come into that has come here illegally, and they are hurting, they are injured. And what happened is, and they try to go to a trauma center and they could not get insurance. I just think that would be wrong. That would be wrong. What do you think? Do you think it would be wrong? Do you think it would be right? You know what? You think I don't even know what I'm talking about? And I think that the ICE agents that are in the United States of America and have been dispersed to sanctuary cities, I think that their heavy-handed tactics are wrong. Okay, I happen to believe that there's no reason that you should do something that is harmful. There's no reason that an ICE agent, a National Guardsman, should do something harmful, okay, to individuals that are peacefully protesting. It is wrong to do this because I've seen videos, on mainstream television in the United States of America where there has been Gestapo-like tactics. Whereas what I mean by Gestapo-like tactics is they have pushed people to the ground and they have thrown tear gas, okay, and some type of devices to disperse crowds. Telephone number, if you would like to get in, is 312-884-9757, or you can leave a message in the chat. Okay, and I think that it is wrong to use these heavy-handed tactics to hurt people that are peacefully protesting against what they perceive to be bad behavior or wrong behavior of the U.S. government. This is wrong, because, and I what do you think? Do you happen to think that it is wrong to disperse a crowd of people that are peacefully protesting? Okay, you happen to think that it's wrong. I think it's wrong because you know what? I went overseas. First of all, I went over money, but you know what? But I was fighting for the nation, and I hope that I was not fighting to protect the rights of people that are rich and powerful, and the individuals in the middle and the top, that they're what they really, really, really think does not matter. I hope I didn't go there for that reach, and think that it is wrong. And I was looking at something on television, and what happened is, the crowd was there, okay, peacefully protesting. But what happened is the ICE agent, or possibly National Guards, they threw a tear gas bomb, a cartridge, towards the crowd to disperse the crowd. And you know what? I just look at these as Gestapo, Hitler-like tactics. That's something it reminds me of something that the SS did. Not that I'm, it's just a contrast and comparisons. And I think that that's wrong. But I will say this: if they threw something at the ICE agents, okay, if they fired a shot, or they injured an ICE agent or National Guard, I would believe that they have the right to defend themselves, to disperse the crowd, and to protect fellow ICE agent or the National Guard. They got the right, to do that. But you know what? There's just so much that is going on in the United States of America, and it just seems like, you know what, economically, we are losing out. We are losing out because even if they take care of this situation with the budget, they take care of it, they're raising up the debt ceiling of the United States of America. They need to figure out a solution. So, give you a small example. If you own a house, okay, you own a house, and what happened is you're paying bills. You're paying bills. You're paying more money. You're paying more money for bills than what you actually making. And you just printing up extra dollar bills. You printing up extra, you printing it. Okay, so in other words, the more money that you print up, use the Federal Reserve to take care of your deficit in your household. This is devaluing the dollar bill. So therefore, in my household, that dollar bill will almost be worthless. And I just don't know how the United States just got in this situation. I mean, the United States is in debt to China. And you know what? And these tariffs, I understand about the tariffs. But the thing is, it's a tax. It's a tax. We will be in charge. It's not really, in a sense, it could even the playing field. It could. But getting back to the deficit, they have something called bricks. And I'm not talking about Brick House. There was a song called Brick House, where the United States was on the gold standard. It was on the gold standard, meaning the money that you had in your pocket, it was backed up by gold. Okay, but we came off of the gold standard during President Nixon's administration. He was president of the United States because of overspending. And what happened is I'm not going to say since he's been in president in my time, what happened is the U.S. government keeps on going up on the debt ceiling. In other words, they're printing more and more money because they cannot pay their debts. And what happened is this is devaluing, this is devaluing the dollar bill. And I just don't, I'm not an economist by no means, but I'm saying if something is being devalued, it's becoming worthless. And one danger is that China and the Soviet Union, Russia and India and South Africa, the BRICS, they have come together. They have come together and you better probably form a currency that is backed by gold. Okay, but the dollar bill is a promissory note that is not backed by anything. Okay, it's a promissory note. So the danger is once, and you probably say, why? You don't talk about this much in the news about BRICS. I heard President Trump mention it one time. But the thing is, that currency, once they create one, it will be backed by gold like the dollar bill used to be backed by gold. And you know what? I just hope that I'm not around when they say one day, you know what? We're not going to Russia, China, okay, India, and all these other countries. I hope they don't say, because they're producing goods for the United States of America. I hope one day they don't say, damn, you know what? That dollar bill is not worth anything. Okay, it's not backed by anything, but what we have is backed by gold. I hope it doesn't come a day where they say, you know what? These countries say, you know what? We got them. We are not going to accept the dollar bill anymore because the United States has devalued the dollar bill. And what happened is when something is being devalued, it is down there. I was going to say devalued and saying, you know what, you're going to have to get our currency. You're going to have to find some type of gold to trade with us, because I think this is why the United States and Britain, they're trying to make currency and get rid of money where you have money currency that's just on the internet. And you know what? You can make up figures. You can make up facts and figures by saying you don't have physical currency anymore. All you have is digital currency. I'm talking about people that know how to utilize the internet, okay, and know how to circumnavigate around cryptocurrency and all this. And you know what? But that will still have America in the same position to what your grandfather was doing. Any message for your grandchildren? Great.
Because I happen to have known someone who was in the NSA.
Okay.
All right? And they don't know what they'll know now. I've been in their building with him. Did you see it?
Yes, sir.
And they,
some people don't know what NSA
the National Security Administration. And when I walked up in there and seen that, they got video screens. I mean, from here to 35th Street.
Those street cameras, right?
Those are the screens like you watch on a computer.
Right.
All right? They got a room where they listen to conversations all around the country. All right? That's why I can say what I said. But they let me go because he was an important person. And they figured if he was pregnant, it was all right. All right? They made a mistake, but I never forgot that.
Well, wait a minute on wow.